Welcome to Elijah Plus. The Apple event really was mind-blowing. I was not expecting, well, I kind of was expecting from listening to different rumors and stuff on YouTube, but I wasn't expecting them to like come out with a bang that well. I mean, because the pros are exciting. I really got excited for the pros, but the watch lineup is pretty cool right now. So let's take a step back and let's talk about the first thing first that Apple mentioned, and we're going to be talking about the watch lineup. So we have the Series 8 Apple Watch, and it's basically the same design as the Series 7. And so the only thing that's different, it has crash detection and that's built into it, and that's really about it, really. Other than that, with software-wise, coming with watchOS 9, there's going to be different things working together for women's health, like the ovulation and period cycling and things like that for women's health. Also the temperature reader for the Series 8. That's another core feature for the Series 8. Other than that, same colors, nothing really too special. Same with the Apple Watch SE, minor upgrades to make it better than the first original Apple Watch SE. Same price, you know, nothing too special. But the main focus and priority was the presentation of the Apple Watch Ultra. And, you know, it is bulkier, but it's still Apple clean, if that makes sense. And so it's really nice. I mean, what I would like to experience maybe for a week of how the Apple Watch Ultra would be on my wrist, maybe, but that is out of my price range for a watch, and I wouldn't use what it's supposed to be intended for, which is the extreme sports and training, like hiking and swimming and those type of things. So even though I would like to quote unquote show off the Ultra, but I wouldn't really have a personal need for it. Now, if I did go ahead and buy it anyways, the main factor has been the battery life. The battery life on that thing is absolutely fantastic. It goes up to 36 hours of battery life on a single charge, and then up to 60 hours. That is so crazy for the Apple Watch Ultra. I wish we had better battery life like on the Series 8, you know, maybe up to at least 20 to 24 hours of battery life, you know, something like that along that range. And we wouldn't mind it being slightly thicker, you know, because you can see how big the Apple Watch Ultra is. So with the Series 8 being slightly thicker, I wouldn't care as long as I would get more battery life. That would be fantastic. So with Apple Watch Ultra, there's specific bands excluded from the rest of the lineup. So there's 3 watch bands, one for hiking, one for swimming, and one for training with like running, things like that. The Series 8 watch bands are still compatible with the Series 7 bands because it's basically the same design, same 2 sizes of 41 and 45 millimeter screen size. So you should be fine there, and you don't have to necessarily get a new watch band except for, you know, when you buy it with the Series 8. Now let's move on to AirPods Pro, the 2nd generation. I am super excited to get my hands on the Apple AirPods Pro 2. Just because it finally has the things that I've been asking for, that I've complained about for years, and that's the case. The case has been in a weird spot because it's like, yes, you can use Find My to find your AirPods, but if you lose the case, then what? That's been an issue that's been occurring, and to supplement that issue, I bought an AirTag in a case for it, so I can throw it on there, so that way if I find, you know, if I lose my AirPods, I can find the case if I have my physical AirPods with me. So now that they, you know, fixed up that problem with adding a speaker grill to the bottom of the AirPods Pro 2, and so now you can use Find My with precision finding to find it, and then also it can play a sound. There's also a little side piece on the AirPods Pro 2 that is for a lanyard, so you can put that through there. And that way you can definitely keep it with you. AirPods Pro 2 has a better battery life now, up to I believe 6 hours of listening time, which is finally better than having, you know, the battery life of the AirPods Pro. The AirPods 3 has 2 times better noise cancellation, which is fantastic. And one of the core factors that I thought that was really interesting with AirPods Pro 2 is the adaptive transparency. And adaptive transparency is when they were talking about how, even though it's transparency, it adjusts to the environment of loudness around you. And so let's say if you're around construction or you're around like a really loud area, the transparency will mute itself enough where still you can hear your surroundings, but it will keep out the excess really loud noise that hurts your ears. That's a really cool feature that I cannot wait to test out with AirPods Pro 2nd generation. Next, let's move on to iPhone 14. And iPhone 14, it was a really cute presentation. So just to clarify the whole confusion, yes, it has the same A15 Bionic chip in it, but, and big but, it has the Pro version of A15 into the iPhone 14 lineup for the regular 6.1 inch and the 6.7, which is the iPhone 14 Plus. So you're getting better performance just slightly, and not getting the all new brand new chip like the A16 that's in the Pros. So the iPhone 14 and iPhone 14 Plus comes in the Midnight, Starlight, or I think it's white, but I believe it's Starlight. A nice pastel blue and purple, and then the product red. It has an updated front camera with a 12 megapixel true depth camera. It also has a slightly upgraded ultra wide camera and then autofocus when it comes to you moving around, and it has better stabilization for that. Oh, it's called action mode. So great updates to iPhone 14 that are considerably better than iPhone 13. Now, moving on to iPhone 14 Pro lineup. The Pro, what I was exactly super excited for, and I was super flabbergasted on some of the information that they were talking about when they were talking about the dynamic island. A dynamic island is something that only Apple would think of. You know, we've seen Android with already like pill or hole shape cutouts, but nothing comes too close to compare what Apple has done. And when they combined with an idea with hardware and software, they made it where it made sense, and now the pill shape doesn't really seem as ugly as it is. And so with the dynamic island, whenever you get a notification or when you're working with multiple apps or things, whatever the case may be, it will go up into the like pill shape area. And so now it's multitasking with what you're doing. And so if you have music, if you have live notifications, if you have a phone call, so it will all be displayed in the pill shape area instead of taking up the whole screen like with a phone call. Or if you play music, you can just instantly swipe up and still have function and control. You can press down or hold it to function, either to skip a song or change the volume, things like that. So it's a lot of cool things that Apple has simply just blown my mind about with a dynamic island. Now moving on to other features like the always on display, I'm so glad that it's finally able to have always on display, and especially where it can keep the skin tones accurate while being on a 1 Hertz refresh level. Absolutely amazing. The camera bump is getting bigger. It's a 48 megapixel camera setup. It's gonna be about like once you guys see it compared to the iPhone 13 Pro lineup, it is slightly bigger, and they're not playing around. We're gonna be getting really nice crisp photos and videos, being able to record up to 8K, Pro RAW photos, things like that. It's gonna be super amazing, and I cannot wait to get that phone for my birthday and test out the iPhone 14 Pro. I liked the new deep purple, but I feel like once maybe it gets unboxed, I can see it better, but I honestly think I may go for the gold. The gold stood out to me more than the purple with the new color, so I may be getting gold for my birthday. Of course, I haven't set a set in stone idea of what my, workflow purchases are going to be for Techtober, because we still have another Apple event coming in October or November, whenever that deep fall area is, where new Macs come out, new iPads come out. So I haven't decided yet fully, but the first step I'm definitely getting is the AirPods Pro 2, or second generation. So that was some things that Apple has released on their Apple event, and I'll go into more detail of what were my top things when watching the Apple event, maybe in a different video. But I wanted to share the core things that Apple has released, and then I'll probably do like a top 10 things that were released that really caught my eye when watching the Apple event. Thank you so much for tuning into Elijah Plus today, and make sure you hit that like, share, and subscribe. Also, I have a goal. I want to hit 1,000 subscribers by my birthday, which is in January 18th. So if I hit 1,000 subscribers by my birthday, there may be a special gift happening. I haven't fully decided yet, but we gotta see how it turns out once it gets closer to my birthday. So make sure you hit that like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you never miss out on another video. Hey, quick second, I was editing this video and I just realized that I forgot to mention a key thing. Apple released a emergency SOS calling service via satellite, and it's free for 2 years. But basically it's for you to be able to, it's supposed to be where you can contact first responders quickly and efficiently. And I'll see you in the next video.